Alright, so you guys have already answered who's all been at the aquarium, but who here has been at the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute? Significantly less, right? So, Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute, or MARI for short, is a non-profit, world-renowned oceanographic research center based out of Moss Landing. They pull large amounts of data from the ocean, compile all of this data into reports that help inform the public about the events that are going on in the ocean. One of the platforms that they use to do this is Stoqs. So Stoqs stands for Spatial Temporal Oceanographic Query System. It's a web app and database that stores all of the data that they pull from the ocean and helps the oceanographers there visualize it. Before I get into the problems that our group face, I'm going to let the team introduce themselves. My name's Cody Parker.
My name is Yang Jing.
I'm Carlos Huizar.
And I'm Daniel Calderon.
Alright, so the problem that our group was faced with was that the old code that the Stoqs 2D mapping component was based off of was outdated, and the analogy that we were given by our mentor was that you can't build the second story of a house without having the foundation correctly laid, so we were tasked with going in and redoing the foundation in a sense. We had to decide whether we wanted to upgrade their current implementation using OpenLayers or migrate all of the code over to a new technology called Leaflet. In the end, our solution, after researching the similarities and differences between OpenLayers and Leaflet, we decided to go with Leaflet because it was more lightweight, had less of a learning curve, and supported all the features that we needed to implement going forward, as well as maintaining room to grow for the developers at Amari.
So this is the process we took to finish this project. As Cody said, first we split into two groups in order to research on the 2D mapping JavaScript libraries, Leaflet and OpenLayers 4. And we chose Leaflet because it's convenient and it satisfies all our demands. And then in the development phase, we went into the backend of the website and comment out all the components for the OpenLayers 2 and slowly substitute in the new Leaflet components and then test if all the components works or not. And in the final deployment phase, we handed our code to our mentor by using the pull request on GitHub, so our mentor can test if all the code works on real data.
So right off the bat, we ran into some issues starting up. Our initial setup was through Vagrant, but initially wanted to use Docker. However, it was not available at the time and ready for us to use. So we moved on to the already set up and documented Vagrant setup. That took a while, along with some issues with it. Another problem was that the built-in, there was no built-in KML reader in Leaflet. We had to use a plugin that we had to find. And another issue was that the difference between the Leaflet and OpenLayers longitude and latitude system, the way that it was read was two separate, they were read differently from each other.
So as you can see above, it's the this is the old website. We worked on the left-hand side of the 2D map. As you can tell by the blue buttons, it's kind of outdated. It gives an old vibe to it, so that's why it's our need to be upgraded. And so this is a new site. It has a more refreshed look by clear white buttons, and it retains all of the core functionality that our mentor wanted, such as displaying the path that an underwater drone took, or selecting certain data points that you can see later on the map. And then we would like to thank our mentor, Mike McCann, and then our faculty mentor, Dr. Young Byun. Thank you.
If you guys have further questions, please come to our post. Thanks.